Hey, welcome to your practice and welcome to my parents' backyard. Um, there's a Bambi like 30 feet away, just chewing on the bushes, so have an assistant for today. Um, Thank you for showing up for yourself and your body and taking 60 minutes to move and breathe and turn inward. Um, the theme that I've offered my classes today is that of adding value. Right? So adding value not only to your life, right, the minutes that make up the hours that make up your days, and then days into months into years, but adding value to the lives of those around you, right? To be of service, to add value to someone else's life, inherently increases the value that you feel within your own life, right? Um, when we can give of ourselves, right, we receive so much in return. Uh, so allowing yourself to think about ways you can be of service to others, not just in the very obvious and clear sense of like community service, which is great, but also by being your best self and moving from that space. Right? You are of service to your community. Right? When you are working on your yoga mat and working with yourself and going inward and committing to deeper understanding, right? That self-work and the time that you put in here is of service to others, because then when you learn and you grow and you expand on your yoga mat in this space and then take that into the world, you are being of service to your community, right? You are able to share then that deep wisdom that you gain from your yoga practice. So without further ado, we'll start on the back body in Shavasana. So go ahead and lie back, get comfortable, get cozy, and start to connect to your breath. So just take a moment to feel the rise of your inhale and the fall of your exhale. And with each breath in, each breath out, let yourself arrive here into this moment, arrive here into your body, your physical vessel, and the sensations that are currently present. As you arrive, begin to tune into the sounds around you. Sound of your inhale as it enters your body, your exhale as it empties from your body. The sounds around you as you begin to transition into the space and into your practice. Feel your mind begin to clear a bit. As you clear away thoughts of your day earlier or what's to come later, you can create space for that question. How are you adding value to the lives of those around you? How are you of service to those around you? And take a deep breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale to let that breath go. And with your next inhale, start to reach your hands up and overhead. Take a big full body stretch. Maybe circle with your ankles and your wrists. Let your exhale empty away. Take one more breath in, spread your fingers and your toes really wide. And then this time as you exhale, start to bring your knees into your chest. Let your head, shoulders, hips all be heavy, and take a deep breath into the back of your heart space. And with your breath out, let your knees tip over to the left. Just find a gentle twist. Knees stack, right shoulder releases. And then take 2 cycles of breath here. After your second breath, just bring your knees back to center and do one at a time. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, take your knees over to the right, gentle twist second side. Each 2 cycles of breath into your left ribs. And now at the bottom of your second breath, like before, just bring your knees back to the midline. Okay, keep your knees bent, place your feet to the earth, and start to find your way into a bridge pose. So activate through your belly, draw your navel in, and reach your tailbone forward and up to lift your hips. And keep your core super strong, so a little bit more than you might normally in your bridge pose. A center body connection, navel to spine. Imagine a block between your thighs. You have this connection to your midline, which we'll explore a lot today. And as you push down through your feet and the backs of your arms, find a little bit of that root to rise energy. Knees extend forward, heart lengthens back. Hamstrings, glutes, and center all strong. Reignite your Ujjayi breath. So inhale and exhale through your nose across the back of your throat. Take one more breath in. And on your exhale, slowly lower your hips down to the earth. Just give yourself a moment to pause. And then bring your knees halfway between your chest and 90 degrees. Okay, so halfway between knees to chest and like an upside down tabletop. Zip your legs together and flex your feet. Start to reach your hands out wide, palms face down to the earth. So you can use your hands as anchors. And then take an inhale as you draw in through your belly. On your exhale, start to tip your knees over to the left to a hover. So as your knees go to the left, your core is going to catch you. And you'll push down through your hands, pull your belly to your spine, squeeze your legs together a lot. So your knees hug towards your left elbow, right shoulder stays rooted to the earth. Your obliques light up. You push your left thigh into your right thigh into your left. And then try to isolate your core and use just your core, no momentum, to lift your knees back to center. And take an inhale in. And exhale your knees over to the right. So again, all of this is controlled from your belly. Find that hover point where you feel your core light up a lot. Draw your navel to your spine and squeeze your inner thighs together. Keep your arms, that capital T shape, rooted into the earth. Take a moment to breathe and squeeze. Nice and narrow through your waistline. Take an in breath. And then use your strong core, especially your left obliques, to bring you back to center on your out breath. So this time on your breath in, start to push your feet forward. Reach your hands up and overhead like a full body stretch. On your exhale, bend your knees to your heart. Lift your head and shoulders and reach to the top of your mat. Maybe lift your hips away from the earth. We'll take 2 more like that. So on inhale, start to lengthen all the way out. Stretch long. And on your exhale, contract everything in, head and shoulders and hips all squeeze to center to a tight ball. One more time, zip your legs together, inhale to reach. Then exhale to squeeze. And then just release, relax. Place your feet to the earth. And take a couple windshield wipers side to side. And when you're ready, begin to find your way to a tabletop pose, all fours. So either rock and roll forward and back, or just tip to your left or right. And as you find all fours, create space between every finger. And as you stretch wide through your palm, begin to squeeze your finger pads towards the center of your hand so your arms light up nice and strong. Feel that energy travel from the earth and all the way up to your shoulders. Push the earth away and then inhale to your cow shape. Lift your heart, lift your tail. Draw your navel in a lot so you feel that nice deep stretch across your belly. On your exhale, begin to curl to cat. Keep your navel pulled in. Knit your front ribs together as you push the back of your heart up high. And then tailbone drop. And then inhale to a long and neutral spine. Tuck your toes with exhale. Push through your hands, push through your toes, and hover your knees just like an inch or 2 above the earth. Okay, try to plank out your body here. Pull your belly in. Other than tucking through your tail, find a slight untuck of your tail and lift up your hip creases so you really feel this in your low belly. Okay, not your lumbar spine, but your low belly. Okay, push into your hands, push into your toes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Adjust your stance as much as you need to. Maybe pedal your feet a little bit as you push the earth away with your hands. And start to walk forward into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Right, soften through your knees, let your head be heavy and your tailbone be tall. Find your midline connection here as well, so navel pulls up and in. Imagine a yoga block between your shins, so you can feel that midline squeeze. Let your sits bones spread wide. The soft knees inhale to a halfway lift, lengthen. On your exhale, forward fold, release. Then rise all the way to stand, deep breath in, Urdhva Hastasana, both hands stretch up. With your exhalation, soften your knees, grab your left wrist, and then tip over to your right for your side body stretch. Try to pull your front ribs in again. Front body is contained, and then inhale through your center. Okay, grip your right wrist with your left hand on your exhale, tip to your left second side. Real heavy through your right foot, right through your tailbone. And then with the breath in, begin to lift and lengthen up. On your exhale, goddess your arms, elbows split wide. And fall. Keep your palms facing forward as you let your hands fall beside you. And then interlace your right thumb on top of your left. Draw your elbows together. Then maybe begin to lengthen your arms for your chest expansion find. Take an inhale, sternum tall, collarbones broad. Exhale, bend your knees a lot as you hinge forward with your bind. And here, let your head become heavy. And find a lift of your shoulders, the heads of your shoulders to the sky. So use your bind to lift your shoulders up to the sky first, and then reach your hands overhead there. You might get a little bit more range of motion. Release your hands to get halfway lift as you breathe in. On your exhale, go ahead and step back to a high plank pose. As I deal with this mosquito. And as you step back into a high plank pose, push the earth away. Activate, excuse me, through the center line. So again, think navel to spine and arms hug to the midline, inner thighs squeeze an imaginary block between them. With your in-breath, bend your knees to a hover, push your hips to your heels as you pull your belly to your spine. With exhale, shift forward to a high plank pose. Knees up or down, lower all the way to the earth, elbows go straight back. And when you arrive to your mat, untuck your toes. One inhale, low cobra, lift your heart. On your exhale, release back down. Okay, tuck your toes underneath. Knees up or down, push into your hands, push into your feet, and find your high plank pose. Downward facing dog, push your pelvis up and back. Okay, with an inhale, lift your heels up high. On your exhale, bend your knees and step or hop to the top, forward fold. And halfway lift, deep breath in, extend your spine. And exhale to release, dive down. Rise on your inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. With your exhale, start to grab your left wrist. Find that side bend to the right again, but this time start to take your left foot behind you into a curtsy lunge. So you're going to step your left foot off of the right edge of your yoga mat. Bend through your knees, reach your left knee to the earth. Lift your left heel a little bit higher and pull your belly in as you lean over. And start to lean the weight into your right foot. Stand tall, Urdhva Hastasana, reach both hands high. Grab your right wrist, second side tips to your left. You bend through your knees, step your right toes behind you to your curtsy lunge. Sink down towards the earth, draw your navel in, front ribs in. Feel your side body stretch open. Get strong with your left foot as you begin to lean into it, Urdhva Hastasana, reach high. Goddess your arms with your out breath, collarbones wide. Let your hands fall beside you, palms face forward. And then interlace your left thumb on top of your right. If you start with your bent elbows, draw your elbows together, and then start to lengthen out your arms. Inhale here, soft knees on your exhale, hinge forward to a bound, forward fold. Now let the weight of your skull drop down. Let your hip creases pull energetically to the sky. Use your hands to lift your shoulders away from your ears up to the sky, and then lift your hands overhead. And release your hands down to the earth. Breathe in to lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. With your exhale, find your high plank pose, a really mindful step to the back of your mat with your feet. Once you're in your strong plank, shift forward with your inhale. Knees up or down, lower slowly, halfway or all the way as you exhale. Open your heart, you choose up dog or cobra, breath in. And we press back to down dog with your breath out, hips to the sky. And from your downward facing dog, please lift your right leg to the sky. And then on your out breath, bend your knee and open your hip. And recreate the down dog in your upper body. And then push into your left hand and left foot to lift your left hip crease higher. Relax the weight of your skull. After your hamstring and glute strong here, three-legged dog, re-extend your right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. And three-legged dog, breath in. With your exhale, take your right knee towards your right shoulder, breath out. And three-legged dog, inhale. Right knee to your left tricep on your exhale. Shoulders stay square, heart reaches forward. Three-legged dog, big breath in. Now place your right foot forward in between your thumbs. And dip your left knee to a hover, take a cow lunge. And then exhale, lengthen both legs to your cat lunge. Then bend both knees, left knee to a hover, cow lunge, breath in. Keep your left knee hovered and lengthen your right leg to a hovering half split. So left knees and enter to above the earth. And to lengthen your right leg. Feel free to walk your hands back, flex your right toes to your face. Think tailbone back, heart forward. From here, bend into your right knee, extend your left leg, so you're in a lifted low lunge. A gentle standing split, lift your left leg to the sky with a breath. And feel your inner thighs spiral slightly in and up. An activation to the back of your left leg. Relax the weight of your skull. And keep your left leg lifted, lift halfway through your heart, breath in. And then find your way into chair pose as you exhale. Step into your seat, root through your heels, rise through your heart. Try to keep your front ribs contained. Take an in breath. On your out breath, airplane your arms, lift to your tippy toes perhaps. Keep your seat low, collarbones broad, heels really high. With control, as you land your heels, rise all the way to stand, push through your feet, root to rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Grab your left wrist, soften your knees, lean to the right, then curtsy lunge your left foot behind you. And sink through your knees. You can choose how low you dip. You're gonna lean your weight to right foot as you rise towards Urdhva Hastasana. Goddess your arms, bring your left knee to your left elbow, so external rotation. Feel your right glute light up a lot. Good. Tree pose, bring your left foot somewhere along the inside of your right leg, just above or below your knee joint. Hands to heart center. And feel your left knee open wide. And for that root to rise sensation here as well. And then start to bring your knee through center, reach your hands to the sky, take a breath in. Good, airplane pose, exhale out. And inhale deeply. Exhale in your stability. For that same action of your standing splits here, a block between your inner upper thighs, connection to center line. Slowly step back to your crescent lunge, left toes to the earth. Reach your hands to the ceiling with a big breath in. And then goddess your arms, elbows split right, a breath out. Let your hands fall to interlace behind you. Take your right thumb on top, lift your heart with an inhale. And on your exhale, bend your elbows and take your hands to the outside of your left hip. So take that whole bind behind you. Kind of press down and forth your right foot a little bit to feel your low back reach into your right forearm. Begin to wrap the back of your right hand, the back of your right fingers around your left hip, and send your left hand up and over to the right for a side body stretch. Your right hip heavy, left hip buoyant, take your breath in. Prayer twist with your exhale, hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh. Bring your palms together. Your back knee can be up or down. You can also move your feet if you need to. As you root here, think right sitting bone in. Think left lung to your right knee. Press into your feet. Airplane crescent. So bring your heart through center, unwind. I know it's a lot. Release your hands to your mat. Lengthen through your right leg. Then flex your right toes to your face. And spin your left heel to the earth like warrior two stance. And bend your left knee. Good, stay here or walk your hands over towards the left a little bit. So you're kind of at like a 45-degree angle with your body. Let your knees continue to open wide, sit bones pull back. Begin to rotate back into a low lunge to the top of your mat. So bend into your right knee and hook your left heel. Push your hands into the earth. Three-legged dog from your center strength. Lift your right leg up and back. Try to take the momentum out of the movement here. And take a deep breath in. Stay in one long line as you shift forward to a one-legged plank with exhale. Headed to Vashisthasana, side plank. You're going to open to the right. Maybe keep your right leg floating as you spin open and lift your right hand to the sky. Try to reach the ball mound of your left foot all the way to the earth. Lengthen through your torso. Maybe reach your right hand overhead as you inhale into your high plank with an exhale. Bend your knees, booty to your heels, take a breath in. Let's shift forward and through Vinyasa or down dog as you breathe out. So through your high plank, maybe lower down, open your heart, swap it a mosquito, and push your hips up and back. I think I've already gotten 3 mosquito bites this far, but do it for you too. When you're ready, take an in-breath, send your left leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Find that root to rise sensation even in this shape. You pull your navel in, feel your left glute and hamstring begin to light up. Keep your left glute and hamstring active as you extend your left leg and square your hip, three-legged dog. Need to nose with your out breath, push forward with your right toes. Three-legged dog, lift from your center. Take your left knee towards your left shoulder, breath out. And up to the sky, three-legged dog, breath in. One more to your right tricep as you empty your lungs. Three-legged dog, left leg finds the sky. Take a giant step forward, left foot in between your hands. And let your right knee come to a hover, stretch your heart through, cow lunge. Your out breath takes you to your cat lunge, lengthen through your legs. Dive across your left thigh. As you rebend into your knees, cow lunge again, right knee hovers, open your chest. Keep your right knee at a hover, a couple inches above the earth. Hovering half splits, walk your hands back if you need to as you lengthen your left leg. Flex your left toes to the sky. Hug muscle to bone on your left leg and then hug your left toe back. Try to extend through your heart space. When you're ready, you'll progress through a low lunge. Into your standing split, sweep your right leg to the sky. Find the active lift of your right leg. Relax your skull, take a big breath in. Right, chair pose, step into your seat. Root and reach, so your hip creases pull back as your navel pulls in. Airplane arms, tippy toes, seat stay low. Activate your calves as you lift your heels up high. Now see how controlled you can land your heels to the earth. Root to rise to stand, Urdhva Hastasana, breath in. Right, with your breath out, drop into your right wrist. Bend your knees, tip to your left, and then curtsy lunge your right toes behind you. And you can bend a little bit, you can bend a lot, right? Pull in through your midline, connect to your midline, that center space in your body. Shift your weight over your left foot. Rise through Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your right knee to your right elbow as you goddess your arms. Push through your strong left foot. Feel your left booty light up. Proud through your chest. Tree pose. Right hand, or the right foot to your right leg, and your hands to your heart. Hug to center line, and establish your Ujjayi breath. When you're ready to move through center, it's one-legged Tadasana. Bring your right knee through center. And in-breath to send your hands high. Airplane pose. Slowly reach back into your flight. Stand strong with your left foot. Pin your thumbs out towards the sides. And then push energetically down through your palms to get a little bit of an upward energy through your upper back. Extend from crown to right heel. Squeeze to the center line. Take a breath in. Crescent lunge. Place your right toes down. Reach your hands up high. And you'll start to goddess your arms. Elbows split wide. And then allow your hands to fall to interlace behind you. Left thumb on top this time. Open through your chest. And then bend your elbows and take that whole bind to your right hip. And encourage your right hip into the back of your left hand. Wrap your left fingers, the back of your left fingers around your right hip. Then side bend, reach your right hand over. Do the slight scissor action as you let your left hip sink, your right hip rise, and then your right hip move forward as your left hip hugs back. Pull in with your breath. Exhale to twist. Pair twist your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Bring your palms together. Keep your right thigh bone lifted as you rotate your right lung to your left knee. Push into your hands to twist around. Feel that imaginary block between your inner upper thighs again. Push down into your feet. Pull your navel in. Unwind into your airplane crescent lunge. So just bring your heart to center. Spread your wings wide. I know that's a lot. And release your hands down to the earth. Okay. So just spin your right heel, or lengthen your left leg out first. Flex your left toes to your face. And then think warrior two. Here's another mosquito. Through your right heel. Bend into your right heel. Right knee and lengthen your left leg. So, your right foot's like a back warrior 2 foot. As you bend your right knee and lengthen your left leg, you're kind of in this like variation of a half split. Pull your left heel back. Maybe walk your hands slightly to the right. So you're in like a 45-degree angle. Okay. All sorts of bugs and mosquitoes out here. As you rotate to a low lunge to face forward, unhook your back heel, plant your hands into the earth, lift your left leg, three-legged dog with your breath in. And start to exhale, shift forward to a one-legged plank. Pause for your in-breath and spin open to your left, Vashisthasana side plank. Maybe keep your left leg floated as you reach your left hand up high. You might reach your left hand overhead with your breath in. High plank as you breathe out. Bend your knees, reach your hips to your heels with an inhale. Shift forward through high plank, maybe Vinyasa or right to down dog with your exhale. And now I have a spider web attached to me too. Okay, from your downward facing dog, offer your body a deep breath in. And an open mouth exhale out. And then begin to push into your right hands a little bit firmer. Lift your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog on your in-breath. Bend your knee and open your hip. Stay here or find a wild thing. Maybe step your right toes lightly behind you and turn your heart open to the sky. Take a breath in. Back to your three-legged dog. Exhale to push. Inhale to lengthen all the way up. Knee to your nose, shift forward. Hold to your one-legged plank. Inhale to extend. Right knee towards your right shoulder with an exhale. Feel your right glute to open your knee and bring your knee towards your shoulder. Hold or one-legged plank with an inhale. Everyone, right knee towards your left tricep on your exhale, strong with your hands and core. Three-legged dog, pull your right leg to the ceiling. Step your right foot forward in between your thumbs. Dip your left knee to a hover cow lunge with your breath in. Hovering half splits, lengthen your right leg and a breath out. Through your low lunge, bend into your right knee, send your left leg long. Standing splits, left leg to the sky. Inhale at the top, hold or Shiva squat. When you bend and tap, your seat gets low, lift your heart. Perhaps your hands come to heart center for a little balance challenge. And then push down back to your standing splits with an inhale. into your Shiva squat as you exhale. And you keep your hands lifted as you take one more standing split breath in. And then Shiva squat, breath out. Good. From here, go ahead and step back to a crescent lunge. Take your left toes back. Push down and reach your hands up high. And goddess your arms, let your elbows split wide. As your hands fall behind you, interlace your right thumb on top of your left. Lift your chest with a breath in. Spin your left toe to the earth for warrior 2 feet with exhale. You can always walk your right foot a little bit more to the midline if you'd like. You can stay right here. You have the option to bend your elbows and bring your hands to the inside of your right hip crease already. Or lengthen first with an inhale and then dive towards the inside of your right foot with an exhale. Humble warrior. Let your pelvis get earthy. Lift your hands up and overhead. Again, think with the head of your shoulders up first to the sky and then over your skull. Zip up through your belly. Push into your feet. Use your bind to lift you back up. Root, root, root to rise all the way. We're all going to take the half bind of our left hand behind our back into our right hip crease. And then reverse your right hand overhead. Big breath in. And on your exhale, find a side angle pulse. Right forearm to your right thigh. Reach your left hand up to the sky. And then extend your side angle left hand overhead. And on your exhale, walk through a wide-legged forward fold. Bend your left knee, side lunge. Or maybe Skandasana, right toes to the sky, hands to heart. Okay? Or if you wanted to, you can send your wings out wide. Take a breath in. Exhale to a low lunge to the top of your mat. Bend your right knee, spiral around, and lift your right leg to the sky. 3-legged dog, deep inhale. Now you might keep your right leg lifted from here. Vashisthasana, open to the right. So keep your left hip crease high. Shift forward just enough and lift your right hand to the sky. Good. Maybe reach your right hand overhead again with an inhale. Maybe this time you bring elbow and knee together. Push through your left hand and left foot with exhale. No side crunch. Pause and hold. Lift your left hip a little bit higher. Right. With intention, reach everything long again. On your exhale, high plank pose, move through center. Hover your knees, hips to heels, and in breath. As you load up, exhale through high plank, vinyasa, or down dog. Hips to the sky with your exhalation out. And breathe in. And exhale all of that breath away. Please lift your left leg tall with your inhale. Bend your knee and open your hip as you exhale. Stay or flip over to your wild thing. Maybe your left toes land light. Spiral your chest open. Try to keep the buoyancy beneath your pelvis, so active through your core. 3-legged dog. Land your left hand. Push your left leg up high. Exhale, guide your left knee to your nose. Shift forward. Hold here or one-legged plank, extend long. Left knee towards your left shoulder, use your left glute. Try to keep the rest of your body square. One-legged plank with an inhale. To your right tricep, last one as you exhale, stay forward. 3-legged dog, left leg to the sky. And with intention, step your left foot to the top of your mat. Dip your right into a hover. Find your cow lunge as you open through your front leg. Keep your right knee hover, start to lengthen left leg, hovering half split, send your pelvis back. Ooh, a slight little breeze, that feels good. Bend into your left knee, find your strong low lunge. Standing split, sweeps your right leg to the sky. Inhale deeply. On your exhale, Shiva squat, bend, tap. Hands to heart center as you lift your heart. The hands, the balance is always an option. Push down through your left leg to extend. So find that root to rise here. It'll become important later on. 2 more movements with your breath. And for that root to rise, push through your left foot. And one more time, bend, tap, and then pause at the bottom. Lift through your center, bring your hands to your heart. See how controlled you can step back to your crescent lunge, so right toes behind you. Push through your feet and inhale to the sky. And exhale, opens your elbows to your goddess arms. Sit your sternum tall. As your hands fall to clasp behind you, it's left thumb on top. Take your breath in, lift a little bit more. Up. On your exhale, spin your right heel down, warrior two stance. So again, if you need to adjust your feet, then scooch them around. Option one is to stay tall. Option two is to bend your elbows and bring your hands to your left hip crease already. Continue to open across your collarbones. Kind of press the back of your right forearm into your lumbar spine. Otherwise, humble warrior, your inhale to lift, and exhale, lean in. And so your head does not need to touch the earth. If it can, cool. And feel your pelvis sink down, your left sitting bone wrap in, weight of your skull anchors you towards the earth. Push through your feet, pull in through your belly. Use the bind reaching back to help you lift up into your bound warrior two. It will all meet with our hands at our left hip crease. Keep your right fingertips there. Reverse your left hand up and over. Feel your right forearm. Encourage your tailbone towards the earth. Space in your lumbar spine. Side angle pose. Left forearm to your thigh. Reach up to the ceiling. Roll your heart open to your right thumb. And extend your right hand overhead. And take a breath in. Sweep through your wide-legged forward fold into a side lunge. Bend into your right knee. Again, this can be a side lunge or this can be skandasana. Hands to heart or hands out wide like wings. Take an in breath and an out breath. Hug muscle to bone as you engage and stretch. So you're more active and supported in your lengthening. Low lunge to the front. Hands or no hands, will bend through your left knee and pivot around. Push into the earth, three-legged dog. Lift your left leg to the sky with an inhale. Maybe keep your left leg lifted as you shift slightly forward and then open to your left, Vashisthasana. So try to keep your hips pretty high. Reach your left hand to the sky. Maybe send your left hand overhead with an in-breath. Perhaps you bring left elbow and left knee together. Push through your right hand and right foot. As you push and light up your right side body, lift your right hip a little bit higher. Feel your right side body light up, light up. Inhale, sends everything long again, reach. Exhale, high plank pose. Hover your knees, hips to heels, breath in. Shift forward, plank pose, Vinyasa or down dog. And take an inhale and an exhale. Child's pose or an easy seat. Close your eyes. Let your hands rest on your thighs, or if you're in child's pose, they can reach forward or they can reach back to your heels. Take 3 slow breaths. Okay. Start to make your way back into your downward facing dog. Allow your breath to deepen as you go. And so as you return to Ujjayi, inhale and exhale, check in with the integrity of your down dog alignment. Hip creases pull back. Heart is heavy to your thighs. There's a buoyancy underneath your armpits. And relaxed sensation across your neck and skull. Active through your finger pads. And active through your palms. When you're ready, please lift your right leg high with your breath in. And on your exhale, knee to nose. Take your right knee towards your right shoulder with an inhale. And to your left tricep as you exhale. 3-legged dog, push your right leg up. On your breath out, step your right foot forward. Left knee comes to hover, cow lunge on your inhale. Hovering half splits, keep your left knee hovering. You can always drop it down, lengthen your right leg. Low lunge, bend into your front knee, extend your left leg long. Standing splits, left leg to the sky with an inhale. Good. On your exhale, Shiva squat, bend to tap. Pause at the bottom. Maybe bring your hands to your heart. Crescent lunge, left toe step back. Push and reach to the sky with your inhale. Goddess your arms as you exhale. Let your hands fall to interlace behind your back. Open your chest. Take the spine over to your left hip like we did at the very first layer. And then as you keep your right hand as is, reach your left hand over into your side bend and breathe. Maybe keep your right hand where it is. Prayer twist your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. And then push elbow and thigh together. Let your right shoulder roll open. Use your right fingertips underneath your left hip point to encourage that hip point to stay buoyant. Notice if your heart is rounded towards your right thigh bone. To reach your heart forward, lean your ears, your shoulders slightly back to the wall behind you. Stay here, and maybe start to reach your left palm underneath your right thigh, and find this reverse bound lunge here. So spin your chest open to the sky. Right, we're in a twisted bind. Right, there's a tendency for your right hip to swivel out. Hug your right sitting bone in. Keep your right knee right above your right ankle. Push down into your feet. With control, airplane your arms beside you. And then bring your hands down to the earth. Step back to a three-legged dog with your inhale. And then find downward facing dog with your exhale. Walk your feet back towards your feet. Or walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're going to forward fold the back of your mat. And then walk your feet about hips distance apart, head heavy. That's a little bit funky. We're going to send our right arm through our legs, reaching towards the back wall behind you. Your palm is going to face the left side of your yoga mat. You're going to press the back of your right arm into your right leg and twist your left hand to the sky. You can bend your knees a lot here, let your head fall heavy. Roll your left shoulder back. Use your right arm against your right leg as leverage to twist deeper. Then maybe you start to bend your elbows and interlace your second and third fingers near your right hip crease, so around your right leg. Okay. Twist deeper here. This is maybe where you stay. Otherwise, you're going to move towards bird of paradise. You could also choose to rise up through Urdhva Hastasana to tree pose. If you're moving to bird of paradise, begin to look a little bit forward and down. Lean your weight to your left foot, come to your right tippy toes, and sink your booty down like a standing split to Shiva squat push sensation. You're going to find that same route to rise. Now engage through your core. Imagine there's a block between your legs to squeeze into. Push strongly through your left foot and come up with your right leg. Now before you think about extending your right leg, just take a moment to lift your heart. Find the external rotation of your right knee to the right like we did in our elbow to knee taps. There's my mom staring out the window. Maybe send your right leg long into a full bird of paradise. Hi, Dad. My dad's barbecuing. And we're going to bend into our right knee. If you have the extension, try to use your core to slow down your descent. Bend your left knee and place your right foot to the earth. Slowly, gently release into a forward fold. Maybe pinkies to opposite elbows. Sway a little bit forward and back, side to side. Take one breath in and one breath out. We have second side to that full layer, and then we're going to lower to the back body. So start to walk forward into your downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhalation through your nose. And then open mouth exhalation, let it go. Now reach your left leg to the sky, full breath in. Knee to nose on your exhale out. Left knee to your left shoulder. Use an inhale, use your glute. Left knee towards your right tricep. Exhale to rinse across the midline. Three-legged dog from your center. Lift your left leg tall. Use that same core connection. Step your left foot forward in between your thumbs. Hover your right knee to your calendar and open your heart. Hovering half splits or regular half splits lengthen through your left leg. So hover your right knee if you can. You can always drop your right knee down. Good. Lean through your low lunge. Bend into your left knee and reach your right toes to the sky. Take your breath in. Shiva squat. Bend, tap, and pause. Push into your left foot to lift your heart. Bring your hands to your chest. Now you can always keep your hands on the earth, but maybe test your balance this time. Slowly step to your crescent lunge, right toes land to the back of your mat. And push through your feet, hug your right hip gently forward as you rise. Thank Goddess, your arms, elbows open. As your hands fall, interlace your left thumb on top of your right, lift your chest. Bend your elbows, take your hands that bind towards your right hip. Release your right hand over to your left side for that side bend. And continue to feel your pelvis move towards square as you inhale. And hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Maybe keep your left hand not behind your low back here. Think about a half bind prayer twist. So to reach your left hand underneath your right hip point for buoyancy. If you want to find the full bind, reach your right hand underneath. Again, maybe it's just second and third fingers that connect. And then send your heart forward, lean your head and shoulders back. Imagine a block between your inner upper thighs as you squeeze to the midline. Take your time here, take another breath. And explore the edge. When you begin to push into your feet, you're going to unwind into airplane arms. Lift your head away from your left thigh. And release your hands to the earth. Sweep your left leg tall, deep breath in. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. So again, you're at the back of your mat in a forward fold. Uttanasana, happy with your head. Take a moment to be here. And inhale to a halfway lift. On your exhale, bend your knees a lot and reach your left hand through your legs to the back of the room or to the wall behind you, or in this case, the tree behind me. Right? Your left palm is going to be open to your right side. Push the back of your left arm into your left leg. Use that leverage to twist open right hand to the sky. Head heavy. You can start to send more length into your hamstrings if you have that. Right? Maybe start to bend your elbows and bring your hands towards one another. I like to hook second and third fingers together. And you might scoot your left shoulder a little bit and more between your legs, since you now know where we're headed. Right? Just start with the twist open to the right, navel to spine. You can always stay here. You can move through your forward fold and rise to a tree pose. If you do not want bird of paradise, you could just be in a forward fold. But we're going to start to look down to the earth and forward. Bend your knees, lean your weight to your right foot, come to left tippy toe. Imagine you're sinking towards chair pose. You're going to find the root to rise action like you're standing split Shiva squat movement. Once you're ready, navel to spine, take an inhale. Strong through your right foot, exhale, push down and lift your left leg with you. Now you might be kind of hunched forward. Find your stability first and push through your right foot and lift taller through your chest. Let your hands reach towards your crotch a little bit more, and then open your left knee more to the left. Send your tailbone towards the ground so you can lift your spine. The last element, if you want to, is to send your left leg long. Maybe spread your toes, push energy through the ball mound of your left foot to your full bird of paradise. When you're ready to release, bend your top knee. Super slow motion, use your core and right leg to place your left foot down. And as gently as possible, unwind to your forward fold. Inhale to lift up halfway. On your exhale, fold back down. This time, inhale, rise all the way to stand. Reach both hands to the sky. And exhale your hands to your heart. Again, ask yourself, how can you add value to your life and the lives of those around you? How can you be of service? And inhale to circle, sweep your hands to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to the earth, soft knees, split your arms wide, lean with your heart as you hinge from your hips. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, drink a breath in, and then bend your knees and have a seat all the way to the earth as you exhale. Go ahead and scooch to the top of your mat as you grab a sip of water and anything you need before lowering down to your back body. Once you're ready to lower, you can either just hug your knees in and relax back, or start to anchor through your heels. Push your heels down into the earth and drag your heels towards you, kind of like that action we do in our hamstring stretch. But for this one, we want to connect to the belly. So imagine your navel, right, your core, your belly are connected to your heels. And as you hug your heels towards you and pull your belly in, you have this nice, strong core lock. Reach your hands up high. And exhale from your core strength. Slowly start to lower down to the earth. Use your heels to slow it down. Take your time to make your way all the way to your back body. And into a full body stretch with your inhale. And knees to chest on your exhale. Little rock from side to side. And then put both hands to your right and extend your left leg out. Take a deeper inhale. And supine twist as you exhale, right knee tips across you. 3 slow breaths work their way through your right side body. Begin to roll back to center. Keep your right knee hugged towards you. We're going to head into a supine Gomukhasana. So you'll send your right thigh on top of your left to stack, similar to eagle legs, and then split your shins. Reach down to opposite shins or opposite feet. Maybe grab your heels. Flex your feet, lift your heels up and away from your hips. Encourage your knees forward, lengthen through both side bodies, and then maybe rock from side to side. Offer 2 more slow breaths to the shape. And your exhalation, unwind, send your right leg long. When you're moving, pose left knee to your left shoulder. Breathe in. And then supine twist on your exhalation out. Take 3 cycles of breath. And try to focus all of your attention just on the rise of your inhale. And then the fall of your exhale. And feel 1 more breath in, create space between each rib. And 1 more breath out as you rinse that entire breath out of your lungs. Feel a little bit of a deeper sensation in your stretch. Keep your left knee into your body as you start to unwind through center. And then begin to stack your left thigh on top of your right for Gomukhasana legs. You can use your right foot to square your hips. And then reach to opposite shins or opposite feet. Active feet. Active breath. Long side bodies and then movement our stomachs. And so be active in your breathing as in aware of your inhale and exhale, but then also working to create a more intentional inhale and exhale. So a fuller breath in and a slower, steadier breath out. So try to breathe all the way to the tops of your lungs, and then all the way to the bottoms of your lungs. And try to lengthen through both side bodies for 2 more cycles of breath. We encourage your feet closer to you. And we unwind our legs. We'll take a pause in happy baby. So you can take your hands to your shins and just let your knees fall wide. Reach your hands to your ankles or to your feet. Really draw yourself into the earth. And feel a connection to the support of the earth below, a connection to the stability of the ground beneath you. Even offer your breath into that space. So think, breathe into the back of your body. And to breathe out, you maybe root yourself a little bit more into your mat. Bring your knees together. Option to send your legs up to the sky. Maybe just a little softness in your knees, letting the weight of gravity move your pelvis to the earth. Or option for a shoulder stand or plow for 3 to 5 breaths. So if you would like to lift your hips over you, push through the backs of your arms, lift your pelvis up, send your toes over your head. And then try to avoid looking from left to right. Gaze tall, untuck your chin to breathe a little bit smoother. And find lift of your sits bones as you root through the backs of your arms. If you're not in an inversion, we're going to meet in a butterfly pose. So from wherever you are, when you're ready to roll out, use your core to descend, bend your knees to your chest. Place your feet to the earth. Take a breath or two of slow windshield wipers, side to side with your knees. And about 2 cycles through, you'll make your way then to the midline and into Supta Baddha Konasana, your reclined butterfly. Invite the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall open wide. Close your eyes, feel your breath. When we are of service, and when we choose to make it our mission to add value to the lives of those around us, we then are able to give freely without expecting anything in return. And through that giving, we receive back twofold. So, allowing your cup to be filled, you can choose to stay here exactly as you are. Maybe start to bring your knees into your chest first. And then eventually make your way into your Shavasana, your final relaxation, whatever shape you'd like to close out your practice in. Let your eyes be closed. Your hands can either rest on your body, beside you, or even up overhead. And as you feel that sense of surrender under the support of the earth, take a moment to think about your definition of value. And most likely because you have taken these 60 minutes to be on your mat, you value your time, exploration, communication, a relationship between you, your body, and your breath. You value your practice, mindfulness, and the tools that you gain from moving and breathing in your yoga practice. And so taking this idea of value, looking at it through many lenses. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale to let go. And give yourself at least 5, maybe even 10 minutes just to rest here. To be in stillness and silence as you end your moving meditation with meditation. And I'll leave you here until next time. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may your practice serve as your teacher to lead you in living more authentically, loving more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much, and namaste.